Hello, my friends. How we doing? It's good to see you. Welcome back. I wanted to do a Kevin Bridges reaction, so I looked him up. And here we are. This is Kevin Bridges' hilarious jokes about life in Scotland. So good. I'm going to learn some funny things about Scotland today. Shout out to everyone from Scotland who is watching this right now. I haven't done a Scotland... what's the phrase? Scottish-centric video, I guess. So this is going to be one for this week. So Scotland, you are not forgotten. I love my Scottish followers. God, I dying to get over there to see the Scottish countryside, man. It just looks so beautiful. Anyway, Kevin Bridges, hilarious jokes about life in Scotland. Forgive me, I got a mint in my mouth, so maybe I sound a little weird. But I'll get rid of it soon. Remember to like, subscribe, do whatever you guys want. And let's check out Kevin Bridges. I love this guy. Here we go.
So it is good to be back. This is the last night of the tour. Good to be back in Glasgow. Good to come back to Glasgow because you can speak. You know, when you travel with a Scottish accent, it's kind of hard. Nobody understands anything you're saying. You know, I've done a few
Sometimes
TV shows. I'm a pretty fucking big deal. You know? I'm serious news. No, I've done a few TV shows. And you've got a Scottish accent on the telly, you need to try and enunciate and use proper English, but it's hard to find the right balance, because no matter how hard you try to enunciate and use proper English, there's still somebody from Leamington Spa. Saying, we saw you on the television, I didn't quite understand everything you were saying.
It's our fault, not yours.
Some of it a bit over my head. Your accent is really quite strong. You've got a really thick Scotch accent. Didn't quite catch.
Scotch.
Whilst
Don't
there's
do
somebody
that.
in Scotland saying, we seen you on the telly talking like a fucking bender.
Yeah. I'll say this for all you Scots watching. When you guys get angry, it is terrifying, I think. It is quite terrifying. It is very intimidating. So, please don't yell at me. You know what's really intimidating? Because I've been watching the thick of it on my Patreon. Malcolm Tucker. I mean, they're hilarious, but Malcolm Tucker, and Jamie from those shows. Jamie in particular is out of his mind. I love those two characters, but every time I'm like, dude, if it was for real and I was face to face with them, I would be terrified.
Explain yourself. Because when you travel down south and you tell people you're from Glasgow, they get quite excited. They go, oh, Glasgow, yeah, it's really quite rough, isn't it? Really violent, yeah. And you kind of get proud. And you go, oh, aye, oh, aye.
I do that with Baltimore.
Tough guys, oh, aye, oh, tough. Yeah. And they visit the place and they're a bit disappointed. No, we're trying to get away from the stereotypes. We've got a new promotional tourist campaign called Glasgow, Scotland with Style. Everybody's seen the posters. It's one of these kind of homogenised posters of people supposed to be the new face of Glasgow. People with names like Nathan. You know, every major city advertises the happy people like Nathan, and it's this guy's in the poster, Nathan, sales assistant, proud Glaswegian. I don't think a sales assistant called Nathan is a fair representation of any major city. I think major cities should play up to their stereotypes on the billboards, advertising your city, show them real people like we, mental Davey.
Mental.
Apprentice joiner.
Apprentice joiner.
Father of six. Davies there in the billboard with the 6 kids all tucked into the one tracksuit. A Lacoste tracksuit and only the best for these kids. They're all dressed up for their granny's 30th.
What? His granny's what?
For these kids, they're all dressed up for their granny's 30th.
30th? Grandmother at 30? Oh, God.
You've got the 6 kids, you've got Keanu, you've got Sigourney. Destiny, that's a new one I heard, Destiny. Imagine naming your daughter after the nightclub she was conceived in. I was on a bus up here about 6 months ago, and a guy got on, he put his money in. The bus driver said, "How much is that?" And the guy said, "It's £1.70. How? In Glasgow, how means why. I don't know why that is. You don't say £1.70, why. You say £1.70, how. You don't ponder why, you demand how.
I can get down with that.
He said £1.70, how? And the driver said, "Well, it's £1.85 for a single." And the guy said, "It was £1.70 yesterday, you fucking dick." Classic negotiation tactics. But the driver held his nerve and he said, "Well, it's £1.85 today, you fucking dick."
If I went to Scotland and heard that kind of talk, even if it was directed at me, I'd be like, "This place is awesome. This place is awesome. I need more of an environment like this."
It was good. On public transport, you see a battle of the wits. Look at this. And the guy just lost it. He said £1.85. I don't want to buy the fucking bus. He's doing that sort of appealing for witnesses. And it's scary, the world. Right? I feel for parents in there. I reckon it must be one of the most challenging times in history to raise a child. Right? I look at my own dad. He's recently turned 70, right, which is impressive in the west of Scotland. Right, exactly. That's good shooting in Glasgow, 70. You need to give the card shop a bit of notice in parts of this city. If you're looking... You need to let them know well in advance if you're looking for a 70th birthday card. A 70th? I can do your 40th and a 30th, mate. Is that any good?
That's actually pretty grim. If, like, he's basically alluding to the fact that, like, almost nobody in Scotland reaches 70. That's sad. And people were clapping. Like, it was true. That's... That was kind of dark.
Americans in the room. Just one guy doing a shite accent.
That's a huge arena.
I don't normally come to Glasgow. The Americans, they visit Edinburgh and they come. Got any Edinburghers? Big boo for Edinburghers. I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but I've never really heard the term Edinburghers. Now when you hear a conversation, I don't mean this in a disparaging way. You hear a conversation in Scotland, there's a Invernessian, an Aberdonian, a Dundonian, a Glaswegian, and a for Edinburgh.
Oh, God! Oh.
It's true though, you never hear Edinburghers, it's for Edinburgh, that's what they're called. Good to see we've got a few for Edinburgh, made it through.
Oh, the C word. Oh, the C word.
I love the Americans in Edinburgh. I love them. They're enthusiastic. Not up at Edinburgh Castle. The Americans thinking it's a high school. Because they hear gunshots every lunchtime. I'll kick your in. That is how progressive and liberal a city Glasgow actually is. Summed up.
What? That's how it started. I'll kick here. Oh.
In that sentence. What a gender neutral sentence that actually is. The equality. We are the fucking trailblazers of gender equality. Women have said that to men in this city for decades. You can watch the football, Stephen, but if you come to this restaurant drunk, I swear to God, I'm going to kick your in.
Dude, man, he's loading up the C word in this one.
We are the trailblazers of trans rights, this city.
We had a bit of racial animosity in this city, in Glasgow, when we got our terrorist attack. Remember that? Glasgow airport, we got our own little terrorist attack. Pretty proud of that. Kind of put us on the map. Islamic fundamentalists attacked New York, Madrid, London, and then Glasgow. We were fucking flattered. My dad had a tear in his eye. It's a proud day, son.
That's wild.
That's us on the telly. Look, I've been there. I've parked there.
Oh, I love Kevin Bridges, man. He's awesome. He's awesome. I definitely needed that. Definitely needed that today. Shout out to Scotland. Hope you're doing well over there. Yeah, that one part where it was, not to put a damper at the end of this here, but when he said, you know, it's rare that somebody reaches 70, that's pretty wild. I wonder if I mean, there must be some truth to that. But, man, that's some dark stuff. And it wasn't like people laughed. People clapped when he said he reached 70. And now I'm going to be thinking about that. It's like, the one thing that I related to in this was when he was talking about Glasgow and how rough it is, and how everybody, you know, when he meets someone else from another part of the country and like, ooh, that place is rough, and it's like, yeah, and in a way you're kind of proud of it. That's kind of like how, even though I'm not from Baltimore, but that's the city that I relate to the most. I always considered Baltimore like my home city in a way. You know, I lived there for several years. And in a way, when people are like, "Oh, you know, you lived there. It must have been rough." I'm like, "Yeah," and in a weird way, I'm kind of proud of it, you know, because they kind of look at you like, "Oh, he's seen some stuff, or he might be tough," which I'm not, but in a weird way, I kind of get proud of that sometimes. Anyway, I found that very relatable, but good stuff. I really like Kevin Bridges. It was good to see him again. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Like, subscribe, do whatever you guys want. And shout out to Scotland yet again. I'll see you again soon. Peace out.